Well, hello and welcome to Au Clair de la Luna. We're going to talk about Au Clair de la Luna for a second. It means by the light of the moon. Au clair is by the light, and then de la Luna is of the moon. In English, we might just say by moonlight, but this is a very nice little French folk song. And we're going to have to use a new hand position than we've learned so far in this song. And it's called an extended hand position. So these are going to be finger extensions. Here's what we've done so far on the cello. We have just spread our fingers apart as if you were doing like a big high five, like open palm high five, like that. But imagine that you were spreading your fingers apart this way. See what I'm going to do here? I'm going to turn my hand around. Well, here, let me get behind the camera just a little bit. I'm going to take my hand like this instead, and then I'm going to spread them apart like scissors. See how I can take my pointer finger, and now it's sticking up and these ones are pointing forward? We can put the finger down right here and right here to create a bigger spread or bigger space between the notes. And this might not be what you want to do right away. If you feel like, I can barely even get the basic finger positions, then don't worry about doing the extensions yet. This won't be a great song for you to try. But I do want to show you how it works. So instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4 with our fingers spread this way, we can spread out like that from 1 to 2. And see how I'm skipping that white line with just 1 and 2? Then 3 and 4 land pretty comfortably up here if the hand is spread apart like that. But we're going to land on the side of the nail. And the way to do this, you can just take your hand with 1 and 2, and then if you try to spread it out like this, it doesn't work very well. And it certainly doesn't work when we have to get the pinky up there. See how my hand curves kind of in a semicircle, like that, like a crescent moon? It's not going to work for our hand position, but if we allow the hand to bend sideways, so it's like our nail is pointing toward the ceiling. See how my nail, I'm not turning my hand this way, my nail is going to bend up toward the ceiling. I still want my finger to cover the yellow part, so if I'm rolling it backward, I still want to cover the yellow with the tip of my finger, right about there. And then it makes it pretty easy for the red to get up there if my other nail is pointing still kind of up, and maybe a little bit more toward that wall over there. And then 3, and then 4 can reach. They all have to be curved, and it should be pretty comfortable. It's not necessarily an uncomfortable position, but it will be very uncomfortable if you're just trying to spread apart here instead of trying to bend apart here. See how much more space you can get with your fingers apart when they're bent like that? One is pointed up, the other is curved quite far down. And that's a lot of space. Okay, so that's the extended position. Let's try it with plucking first. Measure 1 is very easy. It's just the open A and a 1. You can put the 1 down like normal for now, or you can land it with that extension planned so that your nail is pointing up toward the ceiling. And then 2 is not going to go in the normal white spot. It's going to go up to the red line. And see how my fingers are curved like that? This is measure 2. We're going to play the sharp 2. That tells us to add a space or a half step for 2 beats, and then 1 for 2 beats. Let's try it one more time. So 2 on the red line, 1, 2, and then 1 for 3, 4. Let's do it one more time. This will be 3 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe? Okay, if you can do that, then you can probably play the song. You're thinking, this is hard, maybe it hurts a little bit. Okay, it might be all of those things, but this is the way new learning works. We're not going to stress ourselves out about it. We're just going to try it a couple of times, and then when we come back to the concept in a day or two, it'll feel a little bit more like an old memory instead of this new struggle. So just try it a little bit. You know, maybe this is you only want to play this song once or so today. If you can, still do it 2 or 3 times, but, you know, just don't worry if it's a little extra frustrating. Let's go to measure 3. It's going to start with 0. And then there's our extended 2 again on the red line. And then back to 1, 1. And then the last measure is just 0, 2, 3, 4. Line 2 is exactly the same. I'm going to play through it once just so you can hear it, and then you can try playing through the whole line, or I'll play it slowly, and you can maybe try to play along this first time as well. 1, 2, measure 5, go. 0, 0, 0, 1, extended 2 for 2 beats, 1 for 2 beats, 0, extended 2, 1, 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, and then you can stop the sound. Now I'm calling it the extended 2 right now because it gets this idea across that we're extending, like an extension ladder, or if you needed like an extension on submitting a piece of homework, right? Say like, I was sick for a week, can I get an extension for 3 days? And the professor says, okay, or whatever. Professor, college professor, like a college teacher. But usually I'll call them sharps. I'll call it the sharp 2 because that's the symbol that's in front of the thing. It looks like a hashtag. It looks kind of like a slanty tic-tac-toe, and it was originally designed for more like piano notation than it was for music notation, like our violin and viola cello notation, or guitar. But anyway, just the sharp symbol. Tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row. Okay. Let's go to measure 9, and now the color has changed, and that means that our theme has changed. But if you look at line 4, you'll see it's back to those blue notes, and that's going to match it up to what we have in the beginning of the song. So let's go to measure 9. This line's a lot easier, and this line is the reason why we needed to learn extensions, because you might be thinking, Mr. Zach, why do I need to use a 2 on the red line when I have a perfectly good 3? Good question, right? Why? Well, here we wouldn't need to. It's just for practice to kind of get our hand stretched up there, because on this line we're going to need to use a sharp 4 up to this white line up here. And that's why we need to get our hand practiced for this extension, because in order to get the 4 up, we usually like to spread all 3 of these together. That's why. So good question. I'm glad you asked. Okay, here we go. Let's try it for measure 9 again. 1, 1, 1, 1. Then measure 10 is 1 on the D string for 2 beats each. So we can say 1, 2, 3, 4. No big deal. Make sure it's pressed down nice and hard and still on the point of the finger here, because you gotta push it down nice and hard so that the string continues to vibrate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're plucking nice and loud, or nice and strong. Think of it as strong. Measure 11. We're gonna go back to 1 on the A string for 1, 0. Now let's get the sharp 4 on the D string. The way I want you to find it is by putting 1 on the yellow, 2 on the white, slide 2 to get the extension up to red, then 3 should land pretty easily, and 4 should land pretty easily. And we want your thumb to be right behind where 2 would usually go still. This is still kind of the center of our hand position. We don't want to move the thumb just because we did an extension, because we're going to want to be able to shrink back. And the thumb is our anchor, like an anchor that you would drop on a boat to keep it from drifting all over the ocean, or the lake, or whatever, the water. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, slide up to red, 3, then 4. And that is our new note that we need for this song, sharp 4. Here we go. Oh, wasn't so bad. Maybe. And then sharp 2 right behind it, so our hand is still extended. And that sharp 2 is on the red. And then the last measure of this line is just 1 for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try all of that line one more time. For measure 9, the top, the gray lines. Gray notes. 1, 2, A1, go. 1, 1, 1, 1. Measure 10. 1, 2, then 3, 4. Measure 11. A1, open A, then get up to the extended 4, the sharp 4, 4, sharp 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to the last line. It's just like line 1. 0, 0, 0, 1, sharp 2 for 2 beats, 1 for 2 beats, then 0, sharp 2, Alright, that's Au Clair de la Luna. Let me know how it's going. If you have any questions, of course, put those in the comments. But just leave a comment anyway. Tell me how it's going in the comments. I love to know how it's going in the comments. Give yourself one more round of applause, and when you're ready, try it with the bow. 2 thumbs up. Good job.